Shalom. And I start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Citations to the fillet. This pushing is truth, across for conserve our faith, truth, and sincerity. Alright, this is the brother. I'm on one above from the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. As we get to the sentence going to just about this article about Russia, Putin. You know, I ran into this article yesterday about Vladimir Putin. You know, Russia, what's going on with, Ukraine, the threats that's going on, back and forth, and you see there's a building up, there's a ramping up in intentions, of, war, the war drums, starting to beat, and it's going to get more and more intense leading up to, the ultimate, war, which is World War III, being ultimately by way of thermonuclear missile, But this war is gonna be a quick and devastating war. This ain't gonna be no long drawn out war between this country, that country, and no, it's gonna be, this country shooting missiles, that, the U.S., the U.S. shooting back missiles, and this country shooting missiles. So it's gonna be all out just missile war, the nuclear war, There's not gonna be no, like I said, a year, 2-3 year campaign war or whatever. That's gonna be quick and devastating, man. So a lot of people, man. So, not every country gonna get hit, but those that are the countries that have, beef with each other, especially here in America, Babylon the Great. A lot of countries right now is going against America, and Russia as well, But Russia is, are Edomites as well, The United States, Joe Biden, those who in power, shit like that, they are Edomites as well, They are against each other, and a nation that is divided so can't stand. But let me get to the article first. If I get into that, it's Putin says nations that threaten Russia's security would regret their deeds. So it says President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia on Wednesday delivered an annual address, repellent. How about I say that right? Repellent with threats against the West, but despite intense tensions with Ukraine, stopped short of announcing new military or foreign policy moves. Russia's response would be asymmetric, and hopefully I pronounced that right, but I think it's asymmetric, fast, and tough if it is forced to defend its interests. Mr. Putin said, pointing to what he claimed it were Western efforts at regime change in neighboring Belarus. Belarus. Hope I say it right. That's I think one of the countries I can't get where, but I think it's I had looked it up, but it's like a neighbor of Belarus as another threat to Russia's security. So, like I say, Vladimir Putin, he said anybody, that tries to, come at Russia's security, man, gonna face consequences. He going at the West, which really, who he's talking about, America, So, so he said, shoot, they're gonna face fast. It's gonna be fast and tough. So consequences, But like I said, this all, he had wars and rumors of wars. It's like I say, just, it's building up, man. It's building up, and Lord Yahweh, like I say, he's building it up, man. For these nations to go at each other, especially the so-called Esau Edomites, the nation of Edom, is going against each other, But he said he pledged that Russia wants to have good relations with all participants of international security, even as he know that Russia modernized nuclear weapons system were at the ready. So yeah, so they said shit. We ready, goddamn. We already got our nuclear weapons ready to shoot, goddamn it. So they said we ain't goddamn ready. We shoot. We ready to shoot. We ain't afraid, goddamn. We ready to go. So man, they just tell you, hey man, anytime, any day, whatever point of time, everything point of time, Lord, I was shot that those missiles, when those missiles begin to be shot, it's over, it's finished, man. You know, it's gonna be devastating, man. A lot of death is gonna come about. But before that, like I say, man, all the times of trouble, the great tribulation gonna come to this place, America, Babylon, great and world. Gotta happen. And then, like I say, the mandatory or the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. That's the signal right there that when they really push that and try to make that mandatory, get done with cash. Things are going fast now, but wait till that be established and the government say, you know what, I have it set up to be the elites, they push whatever. They say, you know what, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and push the RFID chip, mark of the beast. Let's go ahead and get rid of cash, and then watch how everything just speed up. All chaos in the streets gonna happen. You're gonna have resistance of people that don't want to take the RFID chip. Martial law in the streets. It's gonna get worse and worse, man. And then before the ultimate war begins to be to happen. Before those missiles begin to be shot, and before the Lord Yahushua returns. But let me see. They say organizers of any provocation threaten the fundamental interests of our security will regret their deeds more than they have regretted anything in a long time. Mr. Putin told a hall of governors and members of parliament, I hope no one gets the idea to cross the so-called red line with Russia. He will be the ones to decide where it runs in every concrete case. So, I'll say a consecrated case, I guess a concrete case, I guess you can say that. But I'll say consecrate case. It's like I'm saying it wrong, I'm pronouncing that word wrong. But yeah, but like I said, Putin said, hey, you're gonna regret crossing that line. Cause that's like I said, they ready to shoot their missiles. they ain't scared. So they warning the West. Anybody that come against Russia's security. But let me go to and kind of skip on down. It says, still, it was too early to tell whether Mr. Putin 6'8" was pulling back from the brink. Now in his third decade in power, he appears more convinced than ever of his special historic role as the father of reborn Russian nation. Fighting at home, abroad, against craven and hypocritical moral decaying West. So Russia, Russia the bad, it's woke. Russia is woke, man. They not afraid of, to go at war with America, whatever. However come about. Russia said they ready. But like I said, all that leading up to it just the demise of the so-called Esau Edomites, the nation of Edom, man. That's what's gonna happen. It's all the will of the Lord Yahushua. He's setting up these devils, the Edomites, to go at each other, so they can just destroy themselves, man. The same weapon the same blessing that they had, they came into power with, when they used, what they used to come in with, by violence, by the sword. However the sword may be by, the regular sword, or, by gun, whatever, nuclear bomb, they had an atom bomb, and so forth. There's gonna be the same, there's gonna be the same weapon The nuclear warheads, it's gonna be the same thing that it's gonna come back on them. You know, what they say, what goes around comes around. So you reap what you sow. You sold that violence and rape, rob, murder, all you did, your lies and all that you put in the earth. I don't know all the violence you sold and put to get what you got, but eventually, now y'all bumping heads as a nation. You're not in agreement, and y'all getting at each other next. But it's all gonna come to the demise of you so-called white people, Esau Edomites. The ones in power. When those missiles, began to be shot, towards America, and America gonna shoot missiles back as well towards Russia and so forth, man. So it's gonna be it's gonna be devastating, man. But it's gonna be to the fall of the so-called Esau Edomites, the nation of Edom. But that was the internet article. We go to Mark 3:23. He called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? So it's the Lord Yahushua, and I say, hey, I can't Satan cast out Satan, it's a parable. And read Mark 3:24. If a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. So yeah. So this kingdom, so-called Esau Edomite's kingdom, is divided, man. They divided once another, like I said, I read the article, Russia, like I said, Russia they are Edomites, they're just under another name, but like I said, just like, America, these Americans over here, these patriots, these red, the so-called white people over here, really, like I said, they red, Edomites over here, the ones in power, governors and whatever, officials, Edomite, the nation of Edom in general is against each other. And like I said, it's gonna lead to the downfall of the nation of Esau, Edomites, man. Once this war is it's popping off, when it pop off, once whenever the first shot, whoever shoots the first shot, I may go about when those, like I said, when no missile, when it begin to be shot, man, it's done. It's over with, man. It's over for the so-called Esau Edomite's kingdom, his rule, his world, So next verse, Mark 3:25. If a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. So the house of Esau Edomite is divided against itself. It's not gonna stand. A house divided cannot stand. You gotta be in one accord, about everything, about agreements and financial moves, laws, whatever it may be, morals, and how to how to govern the people in the right way and so forth. But the nation Edomites, they separate in all that category, So they divide and all that. So and like I said, these devils don't they don't hold nothing sacred anyway. They don't hold nothing the words of the Lord, true or nothing. And these devils just they wicked and nothing but liars and deceivers, man. Lie in your face and they tell you something and do another, man. Do something else, They don't hold their word, they don't keep it, That's why the Lord Yahushua is gonna take these devils out of power by way of they, like I said, they by their own blessing, by the sword, by way of the thermonuclear missile. But Mark 3:26, and if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So yeah, shit. Goddamn, so shit. Man, I say these devils are divided, man. Nation of Esau Edomites, man, And you rise against yourself. How the hell can you stand? But have an end to yourself. So you're gonna bring destruction and death upon you. You're gonna bring destruction and death upon yourself. Because like I say, these devils, like I say, they like I say, they ain't right, man. When something ain't right, it gotta be taken out, man. And that's what the Lord Yahushua gonna do, is gonna bring these devils out of their power. See, remove this wicked these wicked devils out of power, man. You know, this long disease, you know, that's got people just mind messed up, and and sick, and and no type of real leadership, man. And the people are just doing the hell they want to do, and you know because of who's in power, man. There's no type of accountability or anything, man. These devils got everybody just against what thus said the Lord say. Because thus said the Lord, His words stand true and firm, and it's the right way to be, to follow, and to be in righteousness, man, and be in order, But I didn't want to make this long. I just want to go into that. So again, I like all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the Sisakian brothers, to the few Aqua sisters. Do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua, keep fighting with that section on.